Hello everyone, welcome back to Kodular Free AIA. This is Hifza and today I'm going to show you some important layouts that you will use when creating applications in Python with Kivy. In the previous tutorial, we explored some essential Kivy components that help you build interactive Python apps. Now we will focus on layouts, which are crucial for designing clean and structured layout. Let's start with one of the most commonly used layouts, the box layout. This layout is extremely useful and you will likely use it in almost every project you build. So let's go ahead and start with importing the box layout. So instead of progress bar here, you're gonna import box layout, and here as well. Box layout. Okay, now in our build class, we need to return box layout. Instead of returning it, you're gonna add it in a layout, box layout, and it's gonna take the orientation. For this right now I'm going to use orientation vertical. Orientation equals to vertical. Now instead of returning a widget like a progress bar or label, we simply return the layout itself. Gonna write return layout. Okay, and that's it. Is the basic structure you need to define and use a box layout in your Kivy Python app. Now when you run this application, you won't see anything on the screen because right now we only define the layout. The layout itself doesn't display anything unless we add some components to it. So to make the box layout visible and functional, let's add a few components. Since we have already worked with labels in previous tutorials, we will use those here. First, import the label class. So from kivy.uix.label, import label. Now we will add these label widgets to the box layout using the add widget method. So let's write layout dot add widget label with text equals to 1. And let's add another label. Since we are working with the vertical oriented box layout, so let's add another widget to see how it is working, how it will work. Add widget, again label, text equals 2. Once you have added these labels, save the file and let's run our application. Now you will see that our vertically oriented box layout displays two items, number 1 and number 2, stacked on top of each other. And that's how you use box layout in your Kivy application to arrange widgets vertically or horizontally. Okay, now let's talk about another very important layout in Kivy, the grid layout. If you have watched my previous Kodular projects, you have probably already familiar with grid layouts. We have used them quite a few times to structure our application. So let's see how we can implement grid layout in Kivy Python application. So let's get started. Just like box layout, we need to first import the grid layout. And here also we have to write GridLayout. We'll keep the label import from earlier since we will use labels again to display content in the grid. Next, let's define the layout, and instead of box layout, I'm gonna write grid layout. With grid layout, you define the number of columns, and Kivy automatically arranges your widget row by row. In this case, we have set 3 columns. So instead of orientation, gonna use columns, COLS for columns. That is going to be 3. Let's first go with 3, and now we need to add a loop, since we are going to add labels in each column. So let's write for I in range. Let's run this loop 6 times, and we need to add this layout here. Okay, and instead of this, let's write text equals to F colon item and I, and let's remove this, but we do not need this text too. Okay, and return layout. So now let's save it and run it to see the output. Okay, something's wrong here. Let me see. Label to F. I think I'm missing one bracket. Okay, now let's save it again and run it. Alright, now you can see that we have 6 columns, and that's how you can use grid layout in your Python application. It is powerful layout for creating organized UI, especially when you want your widget aligned in rows and columns. So that's it. Now let's talk about another layout, that is relative layout. This layout allows you to position widgets based on their relative positions within the screen. It gives you more flexibility in your UI designs. Just like grid layouts and box layout, you first gonna import the relative layout. So instead of writing relative layout here, grid layout here, gonna write relative layout, and here as well relative layout, and we're gonna leave the label as it is because we need that. And in our build method, in layout, let's write relative layout instead of grid layout, and here instead of columns, it is not going to take anything, so we're going to leave the brackets empty, and we're going to remove the loop because we don't need that. And let's add label in relative layout. So label equals, label text equals, let's say item 1, and also we're going to take position because we're talking about positioning the widget on the screen. So let's add position, that is going to be 100 for now. See where's output you're going to give us, and return layout, and everything goes exactly the same. Now save it and run it and see the output. So as you can see that we have item number 1 here at exact position we have assigned to it. So this is how you add a relative layout in your UI application, in your Kivy UI designs. So this is it for today's tutorial. Hopefully you have enjoyed it and learned something. And if you have learned and enjoyed something, then please give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe the video and channel. And I will see you in the next tutorial with hopefully we are going to make logging screen in Python. So using these components that we have studied so far. So don't miss that, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Till then, happy coding and peace.